All right. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me? Can you see me okay? Am I coming in clear? Mom, I said, am I coming in clear? Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. I know I haven't streamed in a while. I just, decided, you know, I don't have anything going on this week. Don't have to worry about work or anything, so I just thought it would be nice to do just a chill little reading stream since I haven't done one in a while, just to kind of get back into the swing of things. So, yeah. Um, I see Plot Twist is here. It's always good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's nice to have someone here at least. Sounds and looks good. All right, sweet. So yeah, just doing another reading stream like always. I guess this has kind of become my bread and butter when it comes to streaming because it's easy to do, frankly. I just have to, sit here and read essentially, and then chat a little bit, So yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? What's everybody reading, or what are you up to? I guess I'll talk a little bit. I mean, I just finished this Hospital Station book last night, which I talked about in a previous video, but I really, really enjoyed it. So I'll be talking about that in an actual video sometime soon. But since I've finished that, I decided I would read. I'm in the middle of this library book that I got recently. This is This Exquisite Loneliness by Richard Deming. What loners, outcasts, and the misunderstood can teach us about creativity. This is just something random that I found at the library when I was looking for a different book. And frankly, as someone who frequently deals with feelings of loneliness, it kind of, sounded interesting to me. And I'm about a third of the way through. It's actually quite interesting. It's a nonfiction book about, loneliness and sort of trying to kind of like reinterpret loneliness through a different lens, a sort of a more positive lens, in the sense of like, so it explores loneliness through six famous people like Melanie Klein, Rod Serling, and Zora Neale Hurston, people like that, and talking about kind of how their loneliness sort of shaped them as artists and stuff, and sort of how we can kind of reinterpret loneliness to kind of find, to sort of be productive and to kind of find positive ways of interacting with the world, if that makes sense. It's really interesting. It's very beautifully written so far. The guy, I think, who wrote it is a poet or something like that. Why does it make it sound like a case study? Because it basically is. I mean, as I say, each chapter is basically a case study of a different lonely person. There's a lot of stuff that like hits pretty hard in this, to be honest, because it opens with him talking about the death of who's that actor? Philip Seymour Hoffman, the guy who played Capote and stuff like that. And it talks about, in the obituary for him in the New York Times, there was a line from Truman Capote that that was used, and it just kind of hit me hard. I just want to share it a bit. Sorry, I'm a bit drunk and a bit high, so if I'm a little, that's why. But it says, "But we are alone, darling child, terribly isolated each from the other. So fierce is the world's ridicule, we cannot speak or show our tenderness. For us, death is stronger than life. It pulls like a wind through the dark. All our cries burlesqued in joyless laughter." And with the garbage of loneliness stuffed down us until our guts burst bleeding green, we go screaming round the world, dying in our rented rooms, nightmare hotels, eternal homes of the transient heart. So, as you can imagine, it's a very sad, sort of desolate book in a lot of ways, but there's, like glimmers of like hope and, and admiration and sort of, reaching out through the darkness and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's an interesting book. Gonna read more of that. I'm going to start that How to Trust a Hellhound book you showed me earlier. Sweet. Yeah, let me know how that is. That sounded really good. Like I said, I read a bit of the opening, and it sounded interesting. It sounded like your kind of thing. I think there's hurt comfort stuff, so... Yeah, so I had a feeling that would interest you. I'm surprised you picked it up right away, though. I guess that means I chose well. But yeah. So yeah, I know this is kind of short notice. I didn't announce it or anything, but, I don't know. I just wanted to read together with some friends, I'm glad you're here, Plot Twist. It's always good to see you. So yeah, with that being said, I'm ready to get started if you guys are. Just let me know, and we will read. Kind of reminds me of a book I just read. Both the characters deal with desperate loneliness. Oh, let me know what book that is when you get a chance, because I'm always I'm always interested in that theme, you know. So the way that people, the way that lonely people try to connect and all that. I was kind of struggling with my other book, and I need some hurt comfort right now. Hey, I get it. You know, just stick with whatever, you know, whatever keeps you going. That's all that matters, really. So. Oh man. Oh, creatures. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I remember. Damn, I should read that. But yeah, I'm ready to get started if you guys are. So, just, you know, give me the okay. I don't want to jump into things too quickly, so. I don't want to be that, you know, the slave driver who's like, we read now, let's go, you know. So, all right. So let's go. All right, we are back. Hello. How did everybody go for their first read? All right, yes, I exist. Good to see you. Books, how are you doing? Glad to have you here. Glad to know you exist. I've been reading this third chapter of this book, which is about this German cultural critic and writer named Walter Benjamin, who I'd never heard of, but apparently, he struggled a lot with feelings of loneliness, especially as he had to leave Berlin in the 30s to escape the Nazis, and he spent a lot of time in France, and he was very isolated there, and it talks kind of about how he sort of tried to escape the loneliness by writing essays about, memories of his childhood and things like that. It's interesting. Scared the fuck out of me, lol. I didn't hear the alarm go off. Sorry. The desktop audio says it's playing, but I don't know. Aaron said that he couldn't hear it on the stream earlier, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll have to mess around with it later. I'm glad you got halfway through the prologue. What are you reading? And how'd your reading go so far? Plot twist going well? I hope so. Yeah, just a very interesting book. It's very sad, very relatable. There's just so many little sentences and little phrases and things I keep running into, that are just like, damn, bro, The one that I just read was in a pattern that I could recognize because I had done the same at my Catholic high school. Benjamin, whenever he got to school, frequently found himself overcome by a desire to get his fill of sleep. Sleep was a way out of the frustration and loneliness, the body and the brain working together, for once, to attempt to restart his day into a new reality. That does seem to be a common experience amongst the chronically lonely. A time during the formative years when the promise of friendships to be developed at school, a shared experience of growing up together, actually is a period of having to endure on a daily basis the degree to which you aren't the same as others. The mathematics of socialization and its mores don't seem to add up. Damn, dude. 24 pages. Of course, the violent X is named Ricky. Oh, damn. I read that prologue and I didn't realize that was his name. I don't remember if he said that was his name in the first 5 pages that I read, but I was thinking, I was like, oh, this is a little bit like Ricky and Kieran, so that's kind of funny. A little bit of that chaotic murderers murder bad people only, but I think it works here because they're creatures that are born to do this. That makes sense. So it doesn't feel cringy. Okay, I mean, as long as it's not cringy, because I know you read that last one where it was like that and it was really, really bad, so... Yeah, it's definitely a mood. There's all kinds of shit like that that's just very relatable if, like me, you are often chronically lonely. But, don't want to be too much of a downer. Well, Rick, not Ricky, but still. Yeah, it's a funny coincidence. Making sure I'm centered. There we go. Yeah, it is kind of a funny coincidence, but I'm glad you're enjoying it otherwise. Oh, fuck. I hope you're enjoying your read too, books, whatever it is. I'm almost done with this chapter. I'm not sure who the next one is about, but yeah, I'm very interested to find out. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of interesting stuff. There was another thing in here where they were talking about Hannah Arendt and she kind of talks about how loneliness can lead people to fascism and stuff like that, and I just thought it was interesting. Let me find it. Oh yeah. In 1951, Arendt ended the massive opus The Origins of Totalitarianism with a discussion of loneliness because she believed that this emotional state, endemic in modern life, gives rise to the possibilities of tyranny. What prepares men for totalitarian domination in the non-totalitarian world is the fact that loneliness, once a borderline experience usually suffered in certain marginal social conditions like old age, has become an everyday experience, Arendt wrote. In some cases, people, driven by pain and the need to discover clear mechanisms for belonging somewhere, anywhere, seek the consolation of ideology so that they escape, at whatever costs, the crushing feeling of inexistence that accompanies loneliness. The personal becomes the political becomes the personal, and so it goes. In other words, the kind of loneliness that hovers at the edges of society is not a simple form of solitude. This is another reason we need to find ways not only to recognize our loneliness, but to own it as well. We may not be able to cure it, but we can understand how it works in ourselves and in others. So, again, you know, just a lot of stuff going on. It's just a lot of relatable, interesting things. I'm never going to get over the guys torturing the guy to the song Down with the Sickness. I know, that was so fucking stupid. Are my messages going through? Yeah, like Plato said, that one went through. I don't know what's going on. I have it on live chat, and you should be able to message me. I don't know. So if you are messaging and I'm not seeing anything, then I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. But you know, I hope you're enjoying your read, whatever it is, whatever prologue it happens to be. So yeah, I'm enjoying the book. I'm probably not gonna. Oops, sorry. I'm probably not gonna finish it today because, you know, I'm only about halfway through. But I might get through. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. This next chapter's pretty long, so we'll see. But yeah, don't know. So yeah, I'm ready to keep going. If you guys are, just let me know. I guess, Laura, do your best. Sorry. Test. Oh, there we go. I saw that. I saw the test message. Alright, there we go. I saw that. Are your messages not showing up either? What the fuck? I'm seeing those two tests, the ones you just sent through, so. Oh, fuck me. It's always fucking something, man. Every fucking time I stream, there's some technical bullshit going on that I don't know what the fuck's going on. It only ever happens that one time, you know? Sorry, I need to use the bathroom real quick. BRB. Alright, I'm back. Keep saying what I'm reading and you're not seeing it. I think this is on her end this time. That message went through. Try again. Yeah, it was fucking up during JP's stream too. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Sorry. Did that go through? Did what go through? Maybe it just doesn't like the name of the book you're reading. I don't know. I saw your messages about Yeah, talking about JP's stream fucking up. I saw you saying I keep saying what I'm reading and you're not seeing it. I saw you saying WTF. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what it could be. And I think YouTube can be kind of weird about like the things that it decides to kind of like shadow ban or something. I don't know. I can't imagine what the title might be that it wouldn't like it, but I don't know. Don't know what's going on, sorry. Oh, is it die? Is it because it doesn't like the word die? That's, oh my, if that's seriously the reason, that's fucking stupid as hell. Yeah, there you go, I saw that. I think it just doesn't like the word die. Okay, well dildo's fine, apparently. I don't know, fucking make it make sense, dude. Yeah, scrotum, that went through. I see scrotum. I see DYE. I don't know, man. YouTube's fucking stupid. YouTube and Twitch, TikTok, all this fucking shit is so stupid. It is all just so fucking stupid. Ugh. Not gonna rant about that. I tried to do unalived. It doesn't show that one on my end. Maybe it's because you don't have live chat selected. Because I've noticed because I have it set to live chat. Sometimes when I have it put on top chat, it doesn't show everything for some reason. I don't know how it works. It's so stupid. I'm not seeing any of JP's now. God. If JP is sending more, then aside from the last one I saw from him was DYE. I'm not seeing any more after that if he's sending them. So it might think he's spamming. I don't know. The other thing, like YouTube, it doesn't tell me anything. Like I have no idea like what the thought process of sorts is whenever it does shit like this. So, oh yeah, there it goes. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I guess just be careful with. I don't know. I don't know, man. Be careful with the words you use. I guess as long as it's not scrotum or dildo. Ugh. I changed to live chat and my DIE message isn't visible. What? Because I have you on live chat. Hang on, let me change it to top chat and see if it shows anything different. No, it looks about the same. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I just keep everything set on live chat all the time. Yeah, right? It'd be nice if it told me, hey, your message is a banned word. Yeah, something, so that I'm not just, like, in the dark, like, wondering what the fuck is going on. Ugh. Anyway, sorry. Well, let's get back to reading. I hope you're enjoying Sir Cameron. I know you're not that far into the prologue, but... Yeah, no, I will, I do need to get back to that as well. I got, like, 77 pages in, and then we got distracted by book club stuff, so... But yeah, let's get back to it. I'll do another 30-minute session and read more about some lonely people. So I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, we will get started. Alright, get ready to get the shit scared out of you again, Nakia. We're back. How'd it go, everyone? Hope it's still going well. Hope everyone's making good progress. Oh, man. I might finish this book, tomorrow. Or maybe tonight, depending on how much of it I read, because it's really interesting. This current chapter I'm on is about, this guy, Walker Evans, who is a famous photographer. He worked with James Agee on that book. Now We Shall Praise Famous Men, I believe it's called. I just read it, which is like, you know, photographs of you know, sharecroppers in the 1930s and stuff like that. And he took these series of photographs in the late 30s and early 40s of like people on, like, candid photos of people on subway trains and stuff as a way of kind of documenting the shared loneliness that we all kind of feel. It's interesting. Yeah. How dare you? I'm dying already. In a good way or a bad way? Another 24 pages. I'm enjoying the Hellhound rules so far. Awesome. I'll look forward to hearing more about it afterward. Just started chapter 3. Sweet. How far am I in that? I got to like 77 pages. Yeah, I'm on chapter 8, so... But yeah. We'll get there, we'll catch up. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's reads are going well. It's just because I've been sharing random shit I've been reading. There's this bit that was a little kind of relatable to me as a struggling writer, because he fell into Walker Evans. He fell into photography. He wanted to be a writer before then. He wanted to be you know, a literary author and stuff, to the point of like spending a year in Paris in all the salons and shit like that, you know, reading everything and observing people and all that. It says here, one other thing that he brought with him was the knowledge that he couldn't be, a writer. He never explained why he gave up, other than that he found that he was blocked, and probably because his standards were too high. There's some evidence for how hard he was on himself. In response to a letter from his friend Hans Skola back in New York asking, innocently enough, how his literary masterpieces were coming, Evans wrote a loaded reply, one that reveals the extent of his sadness and loneliness in Paris. I don't write to you because my erstwhile dashing spirit is dormant. I am dead and disgusted. This won't do to put on paper. My self-analysis is becoming self-laceration. My failures call for such violent criticism, and get it, that I am in a fair way... To what? More revolt, a sort of super revolt, but I can't revolt against everything, including revolt. Ah, truth, I hate myself and didn't want you to know it. Such despair that shot through his trying to be a literary writer was more than unsustainable, it was unsurvivable. He had to find another way to become the person he wanted to be, another means of channeling his compulsive need to be creative. Photography would be that way. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel it, you know, that sense of frustration and perfectionism and all that. She's all, I'm so glad I told you, I feel so relieved, and he's like, can we back the fuck up, please? Yeah, it is funny. I don't remember if you've gotten to that chapter yet. Well, I think you said you just started chapter 3, so was that the one that... Oh no, it's a little bit later. Yeah, there's a chapter later on, following the elf handmaiden and her friend, and you know, that made me laugh. I don't remember giving them permission to write about me. I know, right? It's annoying, but I don't know. I don't know. It's sort of paradoxical, I guess, but I find it helpful to kind of read books about things that, you know, that I feel similar about, or, you know, people who have gone through experiences that I have, because I guess, you know, and they talk about that a little bit in this, well, not a little bit, a lot in this book, about how kind of creative expression is a way of kind of reaching out through the darkness and kind of forging those connections with people, even if they're not necessarily people that you know, that sort of reaching out and sort of seeing that, you know, we're not alone in our loneliness in a weird sort of way. I don't know. It's interesting and it's very relatable, so... But yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying your reads and everything. I will get to back to Sir Cameron at some point, probably after I finish this, and I'm also working on Cloud Roads with Nakia for a buddy read. And we've got the this month's next month's book club read coming up, but you know, there's a bit of reading to do, but I'll get through it. But yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, so let's say we do one more session. You guys ready for that? God, my back is fucked. Remember this Tom Harlock quote where he was like, "I'm gonna be built like a Swiss roll in about 3 months," just curled. But yeah, I'm ready for one more session if you guys are. All right, ready? Okay, sweet. We will do one more bit of 30 minutes. Alright, we're back. I'm here to scare the shit out of you again, Nakia. Let me catch up with... Yeah, thank you for the push to read tonight, by the way. Yeah, I'm always glad to get people reading. I'm thinking about the random messaging being lost with no notice. Makes me wonder how many BS messages I sent that never got posted. With the type of shit that you send, JP, probably a lot. But yeah, that's really annoying. I don't know if there's a way I can fix that or what, but... Hello, Wes. Good to see you. Unfortunately, you came in right as we're about to end during our last reading chunk. So I'm sorry about that. But you know, hopefully we can spend more time. Oh fuck! Sorry, my back hurts. Hopefully we can spend more proper time together. And you know, when I do another stream, I do want to do more of these. It is, as Laura said, you know, it's not only motivation to get her to read, it's motivation to get me to read too. You're so mean to me. Welcome back. How was your reading? Good. I finished that section about Walker Evans, and there was a bit in there that I really... I keep just finding little... Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's that Monstark shirt that I was talking about. There was this bit in here that I keep finding like little bits that I like in this book. It's talking about Walker Evans and how like he took photographs of, you know, lonely people on the subway and stuff like that. Yeah, I got that. I scared. Hey, as long as I scared somebody, that's great. I don't know what's going on with the desktop audio. It's supposed to be playing music and stuff. I have the lo-fi hip hop thing open. It's not working for some reason. I don't know. I'll mess around with it later. But anyway. Even if Evans couldn't resolve his own loneliness, his work has made it possible for others to see it, made it possible to experience loneliness through the eyes of another. In that way, we can feel that being alone together can help each of us redefine the experience of loneliness. Whether loneliness is intrinsic to human beings or it arises out of social and cultural structures beyond our control, we don't need to be subject to its forces, driven further and further apart. We can look at others and come to know them, even if they remain distant. That is not nothing, not just anything, it is a choice. I was like, damn, dude. And now, in this next section is about this German artist named Egon Schiele, who did a lot of like self-portraits of himself in these kind of contorted, grotesque positions and stuff. And there was another bit, again, about sort of the empathic power of art that I really liked. The bodies in Schiele's drawings and paintings often seem to hover above absent backgrounds, as if trapped, alone, in negative space, or exiled from interaction with others. In that way, Schiele wasn't trying to present a recognizable version of himself or others, but rather it was his inner life that he was trying to bring out into the world. Schiele was an excellent draftsman, so he could render the body with an impressive, exquisite precision. Thus, when he would contort a figure, fragment it, make it flat and grotesque, it was an aesthetic tactic. A body, Schiele wanted to show, is not so much a set of physical characteristics as a medium through which a person reveals how they feel. Art, for him, was that contact zone between what the body expressed and what the artist discerns by way of their own empathy. I paint the light that comes out of all bodies, Schiele said of the portraits he created, simultaneously vivid and visceral, raw and haunting. Yet so often the body he drew was his own. In his paintings, through his paintings, he was perhaps searching for his own light, looking to make it visible to others. Art can go beyond showing us the surfaces, the appearance of people and their faces. It can reveal the interior, secret spaces in a person's heart. God damn, you know? Just full of little nuggets like that I'm just like, shit. It's like brutal but relatable, you know? And, you know, a lot of, I guess, my own reasons for engaging with art, you know? It reminds me of what Roger Ebert often said about film being an empathy machine, you know? Anyway, I'm enjoying Sir Cameron so far. It's fun. Glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it. How far into it are you now? What chapter? Like I said, I'm up to chapter 8, I think, so I will continue at some point. Probably after I finish this, and maybe once I get through Cloud Roads. I've only got about... yeah, less than 100 pages left in this, so we'll see. It's like crash course therapy. Yeah, in a way. You know, as I say, that seems to be kind of a recurring theme in this book about how, you know, sort of art and creativity and stuff can kind of help reach out from the darkness and, you know, find people who feel the same way, and sort of, you know, that little light, you know, kind of like what I was saying about, you know, Exquisite Corpse and all that in my video. But, you know, it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's very sobering. About halfway through 5. Okay, sweet. If you want to keep reading tonight, you know, please keep going. You know, don't stop on my account. But yeah, I'm glad. It feels like, I guess, everyone made good progress. Happy about that. Yeah, if you guys want to keep reading, please keep doing so. I'm probably going to keep reading after I take a little walk, because I need to fucking move. Fucking back. But yeah, thank you for doing this with me. I know it's been a long time since my last stream, and I didn't announce this one because I just kind of wanted to just have a little casual thing, you know, with like friends and stuff, you know. Next time I'll try and announce it, but I do kind of like keeping, at least the reading streams, I like keeping them kind of like, you know, intimate and, you know, very, very small, you know. But yeah, I do want to keep streaming some more. I want to get back to Zelda at some point, but it's a bit of a bitch to get up and running, and I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm glad to have you here, you know, reminding me that I'm not lonely, you know. So it's always a nice reminder. Being able to talk about books a little bit with sort of like-minded people. So, but yeah, it's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna go for a walk and maybe eat something. We'll see. But thank you for, as I say, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys again soon. So, bye bye.